Hi, Riga is famous for its Art Nouveau architecture. A great collection of about 800 buildings of this architectural style was built here at the end of the 19th century, beginning of the 20th century. We stand in front of one of the most amazing buildings planned and built by a famous architect, Michail Eisenstein.
Eisenstein gave a name to this facade, the House of the Lion. You can see, maybe you can't see the head of a lion on the upper part of the facade. The next building is abandoned. It was bought by an Italian investor about 28 years ago and was never restored. And this facade has also a special name, which you will learn about if you participate in our tours in Riga. All these houses were built by Eisenstein. Opera House and the garden, a little French garden next to it.
Riga Old City is on the left, and the Riga Canal is on the right, and the four big parks in this part of Riga divide the Old City and the newer part. August Waltz, who was a sculptor from German background who lived in Riga and in Tallinn and performed and made a lot of sculptures, including this fountain. Freedom Monument was built in 1935. 31 meters stone column and 9-meter statue of a lady, a Milda, holding 3 stars. So we turn back towards the old city. We continue our ride through Riga in the old city. We will turn into the park. We'll drive through the park alley towards the old city. At the moment there are not too many people in the park, so I can ride my Segway without any problems here. So we can see in the canal different boats. You can take a boat and sail through Riga Canal and to the Daugava River, which is very nice adventure. While you are in Riga, you can take a pedal boat. This here on this small bridge, you see a lot of love padlocks. So people put these locks and they throw the keys into the water as a symbol of their love and their union. Very romantic, of course, not invented in Latvia, taken from other places, but very funny. On the left, you can see a little hill, which is, as Latvians, Riga citizens, like to joke, this is the highest point in Latvia. In Riga. Riga is very flat. It's located
Livu Square, one of the central places in old Riga. 2 beautiful buildings of the great and the small guilds are standing on the western part of it. Neoclassical style. The big guild, Leila Guild, is a philharmonic today, and the small guild is a concert hall. Russian Drama Theatre. one of the most beautiful narrow streets in Riga, with a lot of Art Nouveau architecture.
This is another nice street of Riga. Here on the left you can see an alternative statue of the famous photographer Philip Halsman, who is holding his camera. He emigrated to the United States and became the photographer of celebrities. Next is a little square and a huge Gothic church with a very high spire, St. Peter's Church, St. Petra in Latvian. Here you can buy a lot of souvenirs, you can see street musicians, and just wander around on these cute cobblestone streets full of colorful houses and other interesting buildings. There is a crowd of people standing around a little statue of the Bremen musicians. It's a gift of a Bremen city to Riga of 1990. From here we turn into a narrow passage. We enter through a very old gate into the territory of the first fortress of Bishop Albert, the founder of the city. It was really small. You can see a group of people standing here listening to their guide, and just a minute Segway ride and I go out through another gate to another street. This street is just above the former riverbed, River Ria. By the name of this river, Riga has its name. We turn into Wagner Street.
Richard Wagner Street.
Richard Wagner lived in Riga in 1830s for a few years. He was a director of a local opera house. And here we are approaching another central square, a town hall square. It's very nice and has, I would say, the most beautiful structure in the old city. Eclectic complex of two houses, the Blackheads Guild and the house of the merchant. The black building on the right is an occupation museum.
The house of the Blackheads, the medieval guild in Tallinn and in Riga and in Germany. We're on a town hall square. You can see the town hall rebuilt after the destruction and a statue of Roland, the symbol of Riga. Sorry, the symbol of the Hanseatic League.
Riga Souvenir Market. Just in the center of the old city there is an open space with a lot of tents where you can buy different souvenirs, wooden, linen, amber, handmade, China-made, all different kinds and styles of very good quality hats and clothing and jewelry and clay pottery, all different kinds of things you find here. And you can even try to negotiate the price a little bit. Sometimes they're willing to make discounts, but in generally in Europe, you shouldn't expect a lot of discounts.
Hi.
Nice bike.
Thank you. We sell some food.
Yes.
The girl is shy. She's advertising Latvian style restaurant, and Latvian food is very tasty indeed. It has a lot of German flavor and the Lithuanian flavor and the Russian influence. Yeah, we'll speak about that maybe a little bit later. Now we are at the western part of the old city, and here we can see the only defensive tower, the brick 25-meter height tower, which was not destroyed. The walls are very thick, from 2 meters to 2.5 meters, and next to that tower there is a war museum. On the right there is a long line of connected yellow buildings. They are called Jekaba kazarms, the barracks of St. Jacob. On the left, the reconstruction of the Riga defensive wall with the defensive tower. The foundations are original, but the upper part of the wall is a reconstruction. All this is very touristic, a lot of coffee shops and restaurants and souvenir shops. All is oriented to welcome a foreigner and to show as much hospitality as possible. In a second we turn left and enter the old city through the so-called Swedish gate, which has few legends around it, and the legend about the hangman and the legend about the girl and all kinds of legends. And we are on the noisiest street of the city, the Brewers Street. Why noisiest? Because here were always a lot of fun and a lot of beer drinking and so on and so forth. From here we turn right towards the presidential palace, a former fortress of Riga Bishop, Anglican Street with Anglican Church, Catholic Church, and in a second you will see a nice square and a big presidential palace with a fat tower, which is now a history museum. From this square we will turn right into another narrow street and we'll see the complex of the Three Brothers in that street. Latvia is a parliamentary republic, so the president, he is only the representative of the country. So here we are back into the network of the narrow streets. And here you will see, just here on the right, you see the 3 houses. The white one, which is like a little bit deeper from the main line. The oldest brother, the middle brother, the yellow one, built in 1646. And the youngest brother, the smallest, the green building, built in 1746. And here you can see St. Jacob Street, St. Jacob Church. And this sign says that this is the most romantic cafe in the city of Riga. Indeed, you can really have a very tasty coffee here and speak to pleasant waiters and have maybe some light snacks. A lot of such cute courtyards for tourists and for locals in the old city of Riga.
So this is the Cathedral of Riga. Riga Dome was built in the early 1200s. And the square wasn't a square at that time. Where I stand now, where I ride now, there were houses. This building was built by a Jewish architect, Mandelstam, in the early 20th century in a kind of a Jugendstil style. This beautiful building used to be a stock exchange for commodities. Today it is used as an art museum. Now we have been there, a beautiful exposition of Art Nouveau stuff.
By that actually we have finished our Segway tour of Riga Central Park, the old city and the Art Nouveau district and some narrow streets and the presidential palace and the town hall square, and we are finishing on the cathedral square, strolling through the street cafes and watching the beautiful Riga architecture. I invite you to join our tours, our virtual tours, and to subscribe to our channel and to help us promote tours to the Baltic states. Thank you very much. Always yours, Daniel Gurevich.